Okay. Wednesday night, March 2nd, 2016. Purim about 3 weeks away. And we're really out of topics. Not gonna lie to you, we're out of topics. Okay, but for some reason, our good friend Sam Cohen is very, very upset. He likes to get upset at times, especially when the current chief rabbi and the family he's from say things that bother him. So in this case, he is very troubled that they are pushing the concept, the idea, the law, the custom, depending on how you want to phrase it, that women must hear the megillah on Purim Day. Sam's contention is, we never heard of such a thing. How could you go and force them and tell them that they must do it? We don't know of such a custom. You know, he thinks that they're pulling it out of left field. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Okay? So before we actually start reading things, and I have a lot of things to copy, I just don't want to carry a million books to work today, so I copied very, very little. And a lot of good stuff I should have brought with me to copy, I didn't, and I feel bad about that. But before we start, brief survey of those of you that are here. Have your mothers and grandmothers always heard Megillah reading during the day? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Anybody with a no? Michael?
No.
Barry?
My mom was
Okay. No problem. But that of her own personal accord.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, always.
Okay. So, Sam, so far, everybody here doesn't agree with you. But then again, Sam is older than all of us. Okay?
Who is that?
Who is Sam?
It sounds like it's this
Okay.
mythical
You're in the chat. You don't see Sam
don't
Cohen?
see
Sam
Sam
High Cohen?
You never see him.
Okay, yeah. Samuel
That's what it
A.
is?
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's all one word.
Guys, he exists.
Yeah, you didn't.
Samuel.
Samuel High Cohen.
I didn't see high. Never realized it was high.
Okay.
Which family of Kohanim on it?
You could ask him. Okay? Text him. Come on, WhatsApp him right now. He'll wake up and see it.
And he lives in Israel.
Where is he?
He lives in Israel.
Right.
Ah, okay.
Okay? He used to live in Brooklyn. Made Aliyah around 78.
Oh, wow.
Okay? 78. You can't
I'm not even gonna try.
You can't even think about 78.
Neither of my parents even in this country. So.
Okay?
My parents didn't know each other in 17.
Yes, so he made Aliyah back then. He's a very lucky man. Think about it. There's the zechut of being able to make Aliyah, at a time when people weren't moving. It's a big zechut.
How old was he at that time?
He was still a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whole family one?
Yeah.
And you knew him just from around?
No, I didn't know him. Joey Harari knew him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
They were in school together.
Ah.
Okay. For you YU people, any YU people here? So there's something in Brooklyn called BTA.
Yeah. That's where Joey went to
Yeah.
school, yeah.
Okay, Sam, go and went to school with him over there.
Okay.
Okay.
So how'd you find him?
How did I
How'd
find
he
him?
find you? Or...
You could ask Sam on the chat. Okay? I was going to say, he's going to wake up to a million things.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do this all privately. Sam's a good guy, though. Sam really is a very, very good guy. He does so many amazing things. Anyway, so first thing I want to read from is a teshuvah from Rabbi Yosef Mesas. Rabbi Yosef Mesas, as Ezra can attest, Barry can attest. Okay, and I guess that's El Hadif, and we have no pieces of paper because I only expected a certain amount of people tonight. So
That's why you ask.
that's why I ask. I have to know how to prepare. And when people don't tell me, okay, so then I don't have paper. So, Rabbi Yosef Mesas, as we know, tremendous Hacham. He his eye was always on clearly dissecting the words of the Torah and interacting with the people on a daily level, so he knew how to apply all the precepts of the Torah to the people in a way that they'd be able to handle things and understand things. David, I'm sorry, I don't have any more papers tonight. So we're going to look at the first sheet in front of you guys. Second column, towards the bottom you see or middle of the page you see a shin, and then it says the word awad. So this is the question, from there till the bottom of the page. It's a very short teshuvah.
I think they're very short, these teshuvot.
These happen to be short. He has other teshuvot which are longer.
Right.
Awad sha'alta yedidi. Okay, so a certain person wrote him 3 questions. So this is the last of those 3 questions. عود شألت يديدي إم يسمح بسعد لمنهاج عولام شئين كورين للناشيم هم megillah بيوم كمو بالليلة. So now, we're thinking to ourselves over here, what do you mean? All the ladies hear the megillah during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And this person who's asking him the question, and the person not Mr. Joe Schmo, he is, if you look at the top of the page on the first column, okay, Siman Resh Saddi Hayat, it says, Lisurba Mirabbanan. In other words, this is a rabbinical student who's asking the question. So back to our question. The rabbinical student is asking if there is any sort of source, okay, any reliance for the universal custom that reading of the Megillah for the woman is not done in the daytime, only at night. לפי שהכל חייבים בקריאתה אחד אנשים ואחד נשים etc. כמו שכתוב בסימן תרפ"ט. Okay? So if we open up Shulchan Aruch, we mentioned Shulchan Aruch before, we had it here, and we look at Siman Tarpat, what does he say, Ezra? Siman Tarpat, as when you got to you, I know, because you were busy in Kufla Medzayin over there.
No, what is
So, Siman Tarpat, first Sa'if, هكول حيابين بكرياتا الناشيم أناشيم بناشيم بجريم بعبادين مشحراريم ومحنخيم بتكتنيم ذكروتا. So everybody is obligated. In the Siman, he does not differentiate daytime, nighttime. It tells you everybody is obligated. All right. Next page on your packet. Yes. So, I'm assuming, and I'm sure I'm assuming correctly, that everybody here is familiar with something called Yalkut Yosef.
Yes.
Heard it before, yes.
Yeah, I figured that much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Has it lost its popularity over the years? Since the
go ask Raymond Saka. Okay, so now, it's not. How did it lose popularity? Explain.
exactly.
How did it lose popularity?
Exactly.
Tell me exactly how.
The other side.
Because Zin Cham David Yosef put out
Yeah.
numerous books,
The other
Yeah,
side.
so
and Chazon Obadiah comes out with a new volume every single year.
Hazon Obadiah, he passed away.
No, not the actor. He doesn't put it on himself.
Hazon Obadiah was himself. Yes,
But he's not taking the ink and writing it.
yes, he did. Hazon Obadiah was written by Hakam Obadiah Yosef himself, without any assistance, help, introductions, intrusions by any of his boys.
Okay, so before he died,
Mhm.
a new volume
Yeah.
on a new topic literally came out excessively,
Really?
constantly.
Really?
First it was Pesach,
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
and then it was Sukkot, and it was Rosh Hashanah.
But this happened over the course of years. Didn't happen all of a sudden.
It was a very short time.
No.
No.
But that's
30
not
years.
what I got. Okay, over the course of years. In those years, Yosef, I'm
That's
saying,
good.
may have lost popularity. May have lost.
No.
So that's my question.
No.
It's a valid question.
Did not lose popularity. Anyway, but the Yalkut Yosef machine, okay, and machine we know prints money. So the Yalkut Yosef machine needs to keep going on. For those of you here, most of you are too young to remember when Yalkut Yosef first started coming out. So first they were little pamphlets. Then they had a volume for the holidays called Mu'adim, okay? And it wasn't termed, wasn't given a number or a signal. But all the holidays were in one volume about yay size, okay? Unless you want me to pull it out.
No.
You're familiar with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, no, you're not familiar with it. I know.
I'm
In your
familiar
house,
with
you
the book,
probably don't
I'm
have
familiar with this.
it. Okay. You're not familiar with the book for
What?
real?
What?
What?
The
Yalkut Yosef. What
No,
looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Yalkut
I'm
Yosef.
saying the Mu'adim.
The pamphlets I don't expect you to be
Oh,
familiar
okay.
with.
Right.
No,
the
pamphlets
whole
I
year
don't
in
expect.
Israel.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I have them
Yeah,
in my
it's
house.
safe.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't think so. So,
No, not the pamphlets, the actual book.
recently, Rabbi Ishaq Yosef, the current Rishon LeZion, said it's not enough. Much more has come about over the course of time since he first put it out. And Yalkut Yosef Mu'adim has been reissued. But reissued what? As a separate volume on each of the holidays in Mu'adim. This volume is just Purim.
So he expanded on them.
Yes, and how?
That I did not know.
But does he keep the original text and then put his like Rashi under it, or is it like, or
I did not compare,
oh, okay.
but I would assume that he added to the top text as well. Okay?
The Yalkut Yosef is all
When did he?
Hanukkah.
When did he? do
Yes.
The
It's all of them
Hanukkah,
is half.
based on
that? When did he expand it?
When did he start expanding it?
I didn't even know that.
Well, I would say it's very, very recently.
Yeah.
Last few years. This volume came out Tash'ag, so 2013. So, top of your page over there, there's صدي here. مزفاه منها مبحار للقراء بربع عام. We're referring to the Megillah. The best way to fulfill the mitzvah is to read it with a multitude of people. Okay, none of these small little house minyanim. ולכן מבטלים תלמוד תורה לשמוע מקרא מגילה. And therefore, you even put a stop to Talmud Torah. You stop classes. You stop learning. You stop teaching to go and hear the Megillah with everybody else. ואפילו יש בבית המדרש 100 איש, and even there's 100 people in the בית מדרש, מצווה שילכו לבית הכנסת לקורא בסיבור שברבעם הדרת מלך. Everybody pick up, close the beit midrash, and everybody go to Kines to hear it with everybody else. 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people, whatever it may be, to go. The more the merrier. ואפילו כהנים בעבודתם ולוויים בדוכנם וישראל במעמדם היו מבטלים העבודה של בית המקדש והולכים לשמוע מקרא מגילה עם הסיבור משום פרסומי ניסה. And even basically, he's telling you the Beit HaMikdash shut down. The Kohanim left, the Leviim left, the Israelim left, and they all went to go hear Mikra Megillah with the greater populace. Why? For Pesumei Nisa, to publicize the miracle. Now, why are we reading this?
We just read over here that how
Yeah,
we
because
spoke
now
about
it seems
There
like
you go.
everybody's gotta be there.
We just read it.
That's good. Very good. So from here, he's going to go into his tangents and his offshoots, etc. So we're not going to read the bottom of this page. We're going to go to the bottom of the next page. Okay, you see page Rish Sabdi Vav. Okay, you see the Batil Minhag Izin Hashim, you see it in bold down there?
Yeah.
So, Barry, Right here, Barry.
Oh,
Libatel.
okay,
Okay?
yeah.
So, he's starting over there. Libatel منهاج إيش أناشيم شيلو لكروب مجلة بيوم بنيشة عسوكوت لأخينا السعودة. So, I'm going to be writing now to annul, put a stop to the quote-unquote minhag of some women, okay, who do not read the Megillah during the day because they're busy preparing the meal.
He writes minhag, like
Minhag, yes, quote-unquote
like to belittle
minhag.
it.
Exactly. So obviously we didn't read what's up on top, so we may have a little bit of a hard time understanding where he's coming from to start with, but we'll figure it out. Okay? ולכאורה, כוונת הבית חדש לומר שלא שייך לפטור אותם משום הדין של עוסק במזווה פטור מהמזווה. ולכן, גם נשים שטרודות בענייני הבית, אין להם מקום פטור מחמת טענה של עוסק במזווה, בין בקריאת היום ובין בקריאת הלילה. So the first thing he starts with is he's quoting the Bayit Hadash, and he's telling you we cannot bring in this clause of somebody who's busy with a mitzvah is exempt from a mitzvah. It does not apply here. And therefore, women that are busy with their household duties, that does not exempt them. It's not a way out, okay, for them to dismiss the reading of the Megillah, whether we're talking about daytime or nighttime. וראה בערוך השולחן שמשמש חולה שיש בו סכנה פטור מקריאת מגילה ומכל מצוות היום. The ערוך השולחן, very, very important Ashkenazi work, okay, who was basically the go-to source for Ashkenazim until the Mishnah Berurah became popular. And the Mishnah Berurah didn't just become popular by itself. It were the Rashi Yeshiva, specifically in America, who really pushed for it. Okay, they found it to be more in sync with what they wanted. Okay, whereas the Aruch HaShulchan was more not old-fashioned, but more old world authentic. And we needed what?
Wasn't he in business also?
I don't know if he was in business.
Maybe that's why it was too old-fashioned for that. It wasn't firm enough.
Who?
It wasn't
Firm enough for
What
that.
about all you people in these J-dub words?
Well, we're using it.
I'm using it for
From all the words you people are using here tonight, I'm not hearing enough Sephardi counterparts.
There's no such word. There's no such word, as far as I know, for Sephardim to describe the word religious. I don't know of any word. Do you know?
I know words.
Okay. Describe like someone who's religious. Like Sephardim never use that term.
Dayin.
In business.
Okay.
Wow, what was that word?
Dayin. From the word deen.
Means what?
Somebody who follows deen is dayin.
Dayan.
Not dayan. Dayin.
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 What does it mean?
It means following the law.
Somebody who is religious. Somebody's
I've never
into
heard
the
that word
deen.
That's a more subtle term, though. Really, it's like you're following the law, but it's not like you're spiritually superior. Because that's the Ashkenaz connotation when you say somebody's from.
From where?
Exactly.
I said the first time someone said, "You're from, right?" I said, "From where?"
It's a connotation to it.
Totally.
Maybe among Ashkenazim it has a connotation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So among Sephardim, dayin has a certain connotation too then.
Right.
What is it?
Anyways.
Somebody who's religious. In other words, back in 1970, we'll say,
Yeah.
okay, oh, this guy, he's dayin, he's not going to get into the car on Shabbat. Whereas 98% of people who get into the car on Shabbat without thinking twice about it, he's dayin, he won't do it. Okay? So what's the connotation?
No, it's
He
not.
follows
it's
deen.
not- He follows
He
deen. It's
He
not the
follows deen.
excessive, you know. He's
He follows deen.
Right.
These people, they always have a sukkah in their house. Nobody else has a sukkah. Everybody, eats a little turkey sandwich in the knis. But they're dayin. They have a sukkah at home. People who follow the deen.
They should get that trending.
I'm
sure I'm gonna use it now.
Hashtag Dayan.
Not dayin.
Dayin.
I'm gonna have to write it.
You can
Not
write
the
it
right-
in Arabic. Hashtag
Exactly.
in Arabic.
I've learned
U
it.
instead of an A at the end.
Dayun.
Oh,
Dayun. Yeah,
you.
you.
No, more like
Dayun. Dayun.
No,
You know what?
No.
I-N.
Why? I.
I-N.
I D I
They.
Dayin.
Natayun.
D-Y-Y-I-N.
Or you can use a Turkish
Dyyyin. I'll do
that.
that.
The item.
Try that.
Dyyyin.
Taken.
It's taken.
We're wasting our time on it. You know nobody's listening to this Ustream. Okay. Okay, so he tells you now, the Aruch HaShulchan is telling you that somebody who is in aid, somebody who is tending to a ill person, okay? Not just a regular ill person, but sheyesh bo sakana, a dangerously ill person, is exempt from Kiryat Megillah and from all the mizvot of the day. וייתכן לשני האטם שיש בו סכנה או שהחולה צריך לו. ועל כל פנים, מבואר דלא כמו שכתוב בשאלות ותשובות מים חיים מסס. להרב גאון ביוסף מסס. Okay, right away is going to the source that we previously read to attack it, which I expected. שמנהגם במורוקו שאין קוראים את המגילה ביום לנשים כמו שקוראים אותה בלילה. Okay, that their custom there in Morocco is not to read the Megillah during the day for the women like they read it at night. וצריך לומר שכיוון שאין זה אלא לזכר שהיו צועקים ביום בלילה בזמן צרתם, like you said over there. כמו שכתוב, אקרא יומם ולא תענה, ולילה ולא דומיה לי. לא רצו להחמיר על הנשים שטרודות בענייני הפורים שגם הם מצווה. They didn't want to put this extra burden upon the woman when they're already busy with a different mitzvah. והעוסק במצווה פטור מן המצווה, עיין שם. והוא תמוה. Sorry, this is strange. מה הוא שכתב לו רצו להחמיר? What do you mean? Where did you get this from? They didn't want to be stringent. מי לא רצה? Who didn't want? הרי החיים בש"ס וכן כל הפוסקים כולם סתמו וכתבו דנשים חייבות במקרא מגילה מפני שאף הן היו באותו הנס. Who? Who are you talking about didn't want? The Gemara is telling you the women are obligated. All the poskim are telling you that the women are obligated. Okay? They didn't say they're only obligated at night or that women are not obligated during the day. They didn't say that. They just said that everybody is obligated day and night. Right? Satmu v'katbu. They wrote it plain, they just short, choppy to the point. Women were also involved in the same miracle and they're also included, they're also obligated. And the obligation of reading the Megillah for men and women equal. שווה. ואם כן, איך אפשר להצדיק איזה מנהג של נשים שלא יקראו מגילה ביום? If that's the case, how can we come and justify this so-called custom of some women not to read Megillah during the day? נגד המבואר בכל הפוסקים, against what is clearly delineated in all our sources. ומה מאוד יש לתמוה, שגם בספר ילקוט שמש, we're going to get to that in a moment, which you don't have a copy of, הביא מתוך דברים שאמר לו בעל פה, שנשים מחויבות בקריאת המגילה בליל פורים בלבד ולא ביום. עיין שם. So, he's now quoting from Yalkut Shemesh. Yalkut Shemesh is a one-volume summary of the halachot from Sheilot Shubot written by Rabbi Shalom Mesas. Not Rabbi Yosef Mesas that we read from before, but Rabbi Shalom. Rabbi Shalom was the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim, his cousin. Okay? He was the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim, passed away around 2003. It's already that long, I can't believe it. Anyway, so this volume
Were
was
they
put
related?
together. I'm sorry?
Were they related?
Cousins.
Cousins, I just said.
So they were cousins and then also an uncle. That we read.
Yes.
Yes, Rabbi Yosef quoted the uncle.
Right.
Yes. Okay? Rabbi Yosef's father, Rabbi Hayim, also mentioned it in his book. Okay? Just so you know, person. So, Rabbi Shalom Mesas and Rabbi Yosef Mesas many times do not agree with each other. In fact, many times Rabbi Shalom comes out against his cousin Rabbi Yosef. Okay? Sometimes they do agree. But, so this book was basically a compilation of the halachot. Rabbi Shalom Mesas wrote numerous books, but he has two different sets of books of Sheilot Shubot. He has a 4-volume Tibuot Shamish and a 4-volume Shem Shumagin. Okay? And from these 4 volumes, this individual, if I can remember his name, I'll find it in here someplace. His name is Eliyahu Ariel Idri'i. Okay? Who was a rabbi in a neighborhood in Yerushalayim. He put this together from those 4 volumes, plus certain things that he asked him personally. So in Hilchot Purim, he writes, Hakol hayabim mikra megillah. Everybody is obligated in the reading of the Megillah. Ahad anashim ve'ahad nashim. Men and women alike. Ulam nashim mehuyabot b'kiriyat ha-megillah b'leil Purim bilbad v'lo bayom. But women are only obligated at night, not during the day. That's as what Michael calls the top halacha. Now in the commentary on the bottom, okay, I don't mean it as a joke. I mean it, I'm trying to explain because you don't have the book in front of you. You can't see. Okay? He tells you, Rabbeinu referring to Rabbi Shalom Mesas, נימק מנהג זה בכך שמעיקר הדין היה ראוי לפטור את הנשים ממקרא מגילה משום שהיא מצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay, so he's coming out from a different angle. Rabbi Shalom saying he wants to basically tell the woman they're exempt because of it's a mizvat aseh shehazeman girama, okay, which we studied, we know is a time-dependent positive commandment, right?
But how would you get out of the
One
night?
second, one
I'm sorry.
second. إلا שמשום שאף הן היו באותו הנס חייבום, but they were forced into, I'm using the word forced, they were put into this obligatory position because they happen to have been also included in this very same miracle of being saved. כמבואר בגמרא מגילת דף עמוד א' ודי לחייבם בקריאה של לילה בלבד. If that's the case, then okay, we obligate them only once, the night time, and that's all. First part. عد كان دبرف. That was the end of the quote of Rabbi Shalom Mesas according to what he's telling us, this Rabbi Idri'i. אמנם ستموت دبري ماران هي شناشيم حيابود بالليلة وبيوم. But if we just open up Shulchan Aruch and we take a simple rendition of Maran's words, it seems that the women are obligated both night and day. שكان بسمان ترباز سعيف ألف كتاب شحيوه مجلاه بالليل وبيوم وبسمان تربات سعيف ألف كتاب شيقول حيبين بكريتا نشيم ونشيم بيقول exactly what we read out of Shulchan Aruch. بإمكان حيوبان شافي لجامر لحيوب هالنشيم. Okay, so the obligation is exactly the same, no difference for men or women alike. أمنام منهجينو بزي شيلو كدات مران. Very nice, but we have منهج different than مران. في شعيد جام بشيلو شبوت مايم حييم, as مايم حييم clearly states this is the منهج. بعين شام شيبي شناني موكيم الدبار. Go see the reasons he brings over there. ونيموكوها الشني هو ماشي كتبنا لعيل بشم ربينو زخ صديق البرخة. طبعا. أخ بسفر حزون عبداء بوريم right? So David wanted to mention, oh, okay. David wanted to mention Hazon Abadiyah. There's a Hazon Abadiyah Purim volume. Okay, did I bring it out? Did I lift it inside? It's here someplace. Yeah, down here. Page 50, which I happen to be on, page 50. Okay. He tells us over there that he has a problem with that. Hiksha. شعر اللي فيها من بؤار بتوري ابن وبنودا بهدا قما شكريان مجلا بالليلة هي مدربانان وإلو كرياتا بيوم هي مدبري قبلا. So now there's a difference of opinion as to the readings of the Megillah. Now we're not obviously looking into that question today, as to why do we read nighttime, why do we read daytime, what are the sources for it, which one's more important if you had to choose one only, whatever the case may be. And it would seem, based upon certain sources like the Turei Ibn and the Nudabi Huda, that the reading of the Megillah at night is only Midrabbanan, but the reading of it during the day is Midabre Kabbalah. Kabbalah meaning from tradition. Okay? I'm sorry?
I thought you meant like Navi.
What do you mean like Nabi?
Isn't that what they refer to as Kabbalah? Like,
Well, it's tradition, yeah. It's tradition, obviously going back to what was first instituted and what was done over the course of time.
right.
They could have been Nibi'im. They may not have been Nibi'im.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like it doesn't.
It could be.
Talmud sometimes
It could be.
refer
What
to
it could
Kabbalah
be? It could be referring to Anshik and over here.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So just means tradition.
Referring, yeah. Let's say if we say that Mordechai, according to many sources, was from one of the people of Anshik and Segedullah, and since he, what do you call it? He is the one who told the Am Yisrael that they have to continue with this reading of the Megillah and with Mishnah Manu, Matanul Ebyonim, and etc. So it could be like that, and it became the tradition among the Jewish nation.
Right.
So that's the Brit Kabbalah. Adrabba, if that's the case, يش لحمي بكريات مجلاش اليوم يوم مش الليلة. If that's the case, we have to be more stringent with the daytime reading than with the nighttime reading. ومنام نرى شيئين بزي كده لكشوت المنهجين. So the writer over here saying, all right, very nice, but not enough to question our custom. شارع كاتبوا التوسفات مجلة دالت عمود ألف שהסברה שאף הן היו באותו הנס אינה מועילה לחייב את הנשים אלא מדרבנן בלבד ולא מדברי קבלה. Okay, this reasoning, the Tosafot tells us that even they were in the same, included in the same miracle, is only enough to obligate him for something that is midrabbanan. And go and see the book called Torot Emet. Shikatab Kach. Torot Emet is a book that Rabbi Shalom Mesas, when he was younger, Rabbi Shalom, okay, actually helped to publish from manuscript and put out. Okay?
I'm going to stop it for a second.
Yeah. So Rabbi Shalom Mesas put out his book, Torot Emet. Torot Emet was written by a great Hacham who they refer to as Hamalach Rifa'il. Hacham Rifa'il Berdugo, but he was very holy and saintly, and so the common folk and even the Hachamim refer to him as Malach Rifa'il.
When you say holy, you mean like smart?
No,
Like
holy, like
like
spiritual,
yeah.
holy. You ever heard of a holy person?
Like a leopard, holy person like that.
Not, never as an adjective to a person.
Really?
Really?
You're right. Nowadays, everybody's phony, so it's very hard to imagine it. But there used to be people that were holy, very, very holy. You sensed a certain kedusha when you were in their presence.
Good. I can think of a couple. Yeah.
That's what I felt.
The one room with Flatbush where you felt don't be an animal here.
Okay.
412.
Anyway.
No, 409.
409.
I told
What the opposite?
Anyway.
Anyways. Back.
So Rabbi Shalom Mesas put this book out in 1939. Just side point. And then I copied that, the page, on the last page from your packet happens to have the page of the Torot Emet, and it's on the bottom of the first column, but we don't need to read it right now. Shikatabkach, and he wrote that. וכיוון שכל עיקר חיוב הנשים אינו אלא מדרבנן, and since the entire obligation of women of reading the Megillah is only מדרבנן, לא רצו להטריחן ביום. They did not want to burden them during the day. וכפי שביאר רבנו מדבריו שהובאו לעיל. And as our Hacham explained above. So that was because he quoted the Mayim Hayim. We read that before, and now we quoted the Yalkut Shemesh, referring to it Bishalomesh, as we read that also. Back to the top of Resh Saddi Zayin of Yalkut Yosef Purim. Vesarich Ayun Gadol. You got that, Murray? He didn't write it, that's why. Vesarich Ayun Gadol. Mahu Hammakor. Okay? Because this needs great investigation. What's the source? Umehechan she'abu petur ze lenashim. What well did they go and draw out this, exemption for women? B'davar shelo nitba'er b'shum echad me'aposkim. Something that is not written out in any one of the poskim. Uma li kiryat megillah shel layla, ma li kiryat megillah shel yom. What's the difference? Daytime, nighttime. Who said they come along and make these exemptions? V'kol sheken lehasobrim דמקרא מגילה של יום הוא מדברי קבלה וחמיר טופה מקריאת מגילה של לילה. And especially when we take into consideration the opinion of those Hachamim who tell us the מקרא מגילה of the daytime is מדברי קבלה, and obviously it is more stringent than the Megillah reading of the nighttime. ואף להסוברים דגם מקרא מגילה של יום דינו כדין דרבנן, even those that don't say that and say the reading of the daytime is also מדרבנן. מכל מקום, הרי החכמים חייבו את הנשים במקרא מגילה מפני שהיו באותו הנס. And as we know, the Hachamim still obligated the women because they were part of the same miracle. ואם כן, אמה צריך להצדיק מנהג של נשים שלא לקרוא מגילה ביום, כאשר אין לזה שום מקור. If that's the case, how can we come and justify such a quote-unquote custom of women who has no source whatsoever? And obviously he knows he got himself into hot water, so if you look at the title of the next part, Odot Minhagim Morocco Besheba Hachmei Morocco. Oh, wait, referring to Moroccan customs, let me give some praise to the Moroccan Hachamim.
That's funny.
Because he knows the Moroccans are going to, go to town on him. I know Sam wants to see this page, so we have to make sure Sam gets a copy of this page, because it's one of his favorites. We don't need to read all this, but...
So this is only... To your knowledge...
Because he also... He gets into his, he hits on the Moroccans, he even hits on his own Baghdadian people in here.
I'm sure he does.
Of course he does. Anyway, that's over here on the side, just so you know. Yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question?
This was only a Moroccan custom?
It would seem that way. We only have Moroccan sources, or at least so we've seen so far.
Right,
Okay?
Joe,
Talk to me.
So, is there a card for Megillah reading in the night? It seems to be that the night is more important. That you prefer it in the night than in the day, the reading. I know that they say both, but I'm saying...
I'm not sure I'm understanding the question.
Meaning, if you had to choose between the night and the day, which one was more important?
From what we've read,
Seems like a day.
the day.
Seems like a day.
Well, only according to him.
Only right, according to here, but according to the Minhag, it would seem that the night would be more important because women have to go to hear the Megillah at night.
Excuse me. No, the minhag has nothing to do with telling us which is more important. It's telling us that we exempt them from the daytime, or at least those sources, those Moroccan Hachamim, those Moroccan sources, exempt them from the daytime one because it's enough that they heard it once.
Okay.
In other words, if the woman was not busy, and she was busy at night preparing dinner, and in the morning she was invited out as a guest, so maybe she didn't go at night to hear it, and she heard it during the day. But that wasn't the norm,
Right. The day you were a lot more busy.
Exactly,
So
you were preparing
the night you
Sa'udat
listened to
Purim.
it.
At night you can't even break the fast, you ate something, okay, and that was it. You went to sleep. You didn't care because you were getting up, Knis in the morning. But during the day, you're busy, you're preparing Sa'udat of the day where everybody is just
Right.
getting together, There was no, I made, ka'ak and froze it a month ago and took it out of my
Oh,
freezer
right.
to give it to walk it, to my cousin 10 blocks away from Mishal Hanot. It didn't work that way. Everything was fresh.
But so then, but if you had the opposite case, suppose the woman were more busy in the night,
Right.
then would they have to read it in the day? Listen to
Well,
it in
he's
the day?
telling you they have to read it one time.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm saying, so time.
It seems
So
like that
time.
was
So time isn't a factor. It's more that you just have to listen to it once.
For the woman, he's
Yes, the
saying.
woman.
And again, that's only according to this particular Moroccan custom that we've
Okay.
been reading about, and we've yet to find any other sources. Okay? And just so you know, if you've noticed, it's the same Moroccan family from the same Moroccan city. So far it seems that only in the city of Meknes, Morocco, they had such a custom, based upon what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, like I said, I didn't have a chance to make more copies of things. That's the problem. And we have more to read, I think. I just want to find something over here. Right, so we had the uncle, Rabbi David Mesas, right?
Yeah, the cousin.
And we have, first we have the uncle,
And we have the nephew.
David. Then we have, so we have 4 Mesas. Then we have the father of Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Hayim.
Right, you said
Okay, that's Rabbi David's brother. Okay? And then we have Rabbi Yosef. And we have the cousin, Rabbi Shalom. So we have 4 Mesas Hachamim. Okay, all from Meknes.
What a family.
Yeah.
Tremendous family. Tremendous Hachamim.
I did the. Did his
The history of, basically in Meknes, the Hachamim were always from the Mesas family, from the Berdugo family, and from the Toledano family. Big Hachamim.
Did his father and uncle argue on a lot of halachot like him and his cousin?
I don't know. We don't have enough extant writings of either one. Okay?
It's more from the kids, from Rabbi Shalom and Rabbi Yosef, that we have more writings.
Yeah, a lot more writings. Okay. Somebody wake him up over Okay.
Let me stop this for a
All right.
minute.
there? Okay. So,
It's a shame.
another book on Moroccan Minhagim. Okay? This one is called Magen Avot. And this Rabbi Libhar who put this out tried to go about through different Moroccan sources and compile this book. He made a couple of efforts, so this is obviously not the first edition of the book. This is the final edition of the book where he was able to really fix things up. So he writes on top, Kol Shulchan Aruch, that everybody is obligated in the Megillah, men and women, etc. And then he puts after that, Yesh shekatbu, there are those who wrote, במנהג הנשים שלא להקפיד לשמוע מקרא מגילה ביום פני שהן טרודות בהכנת צורכי היום. Okay? There are those who wrote that the custom of the woman is not to be careful to hear the Megillah during the day because they are busy with the daytime preparations. Okay? Notice he already changed the words. So first he brings us Rabbi Hayim Mesas. He quotes him from his Leket HaKemach.
Which one is that?
That was the father of Rabbi Yosef Mesas. Okay? Tells us that's what he says over there. Okay? And over there he quotes a Saran Rabbi Berdugo. Okay? Then he quotes us Mayim Hayim of Rabbi Yosef Mesas, who says he's relying upon what he found written by his uncle Rabbi David Mesas. Okay? So far, we're in agreement. Now he goes and attacks, unfortunately. אמנם עדיין חייבים למשכונים נפשיים למצוא זכות במנהג זה. He goes, Okay, this guy wrote, that guy wrote. I'm not happy. I cannot accept that these are enough, of a source, of enough an explanation to rely upon to exempt women. בפרט לפי מה שכתבו הרבה ראשונים שעיקר מצוות קריאת מגילה ביום. He goes to quote that issue of daytime Megillah reading is more important. And he quotes the same Noda Behuda, okay, and then he goes to the Yafel Alib, okay, Yafel Alib is one of your guys, okay, Turkey,
Save it for next week.
okay. Yafel Alib writes, she is Zaharu, but he's from Izmir, by the way, so. She's Zaharuha Nashim, you're from Istanbul, right?
Only the mother's side, you know?
And the father's side?
Like Antib, it's
Antab.
Antab, yeah. Whatever.
So, but you still have nothing to do with Izmir.
Yeah. That's already
Smyrna.
Halabari, like it's not in Turkish.
Smyrna is not Halab at all.
Antab?
No, I'm talking about Izmir.
Oh yeah, I'm saying Antab. Like
Yeah, fine. וכן הזהיר ביפה ללב שיזהרו הנשים לשמוע גם ביום שזהו עיקר החיוב. Okay, so even not only bring us, some Ashkenazi Hachamim, not just some, but Noda Behuda is a very big Hacham, obviously, but he also bring us, Sephardi Hachamim. והטעם שכתוב משום שתרודות צריך עיון. And the reason that he brought it, they're busy, צריך עיון. Needs to be investigated. דייחים שולחי הסעודה והתעסקו במצוות היום לאחר הקריאה. Let them go early reading, and let them, let them get involved all day long, as much as they want with being with cooking all day long. לאחר הקריאה, וכל נשי העולה שמתקתקים לשמוע גם היום. What? Every other Jewish woman in every other Jewish community in the world could hear the Megillah, and only these Moroccan women can't do it? I don't understand what's going on over there. Okay? And he goes on to quote the Mayim Hayim, and he brings up this Safek, if they would have actually been killed or not. Okay? And at the end he writes, Udbaraf Srichim Ayun Gadol. The Kavanah Tosafot Birura, שרבנן למדו שאף הנשים היו בתוך שאר כלל ישראל שהיו בספק להשמיד וגם הגברים היו באותו ספק. Okay, he goes, no, read the Tosafot. You could also say that even the men, it was doubtful if they would have been killed or not. Maybe they would have been taken in as slaves, for all you know, and not been killed. So the same safek for the man, same safek for the woman, and if the man is still obligated, then the women are still obligated as well. This is the way he's going at it. אמנם, אפשר ללמד כיצד זכרו למה מבטלים קריאת היום יותר משל לילה דווקא, ואף על פי שכתבו הראשונים שעיקר זמן קריאתה ביום, דהנה בתוספות כתבו להוכיח שקריאת היום הביא עיקר המצווה, מדברכים שהחיינו גם ביום. Okay, so now here's the thing. The Ashkenazim, they say שהחיינו on reading the Megillah during the day as well. We do not. Correct? Okay. So that means automatically we're not looking at the daytime the same way the Ashkenazim are looking at the daytime reading. It's very important. ومن تعمى كاتبوا شنهجوا لبريخ جنب يوم شحيان ذم أمنام برمبام بفي أوبرم برمبام فساق دي مبارخين شحيان ولك بالليلة بيش لمار دي سبير عليه دي عكار همزها بالليلة. So therefore you could say that according to Rambam, the main reading, the main time and the main intent of the Megillah is at night. וכן יש לדייק מהר"ן שם שכתב על דברי רבנו תם שעיקר מצוות הקריאה ביום הרמב"ם סביר עליה דמברך שהחיינו רק בלילה ולא הסכים שהחיינו לעיל מיני כלום ומשמע שבא לאפוקי משיטת התוספות סברי דעיקר מצוותה ביום ולומר שהר"ם ז"ל דעיקר המזווה בלילה וכן מברך שהחיינו בלילה. Fine. ועיין בערוך השולחן שכתב לדחות אולי הר"ם נמי סביר עליה דעיקר מצוות ביום רק לעניין שהחיינו סביר עליה דאמרו בלילה ואולם מהר"ם מוכח שלא כדברה ועוד איכא כמה לראשונים סביר עליה דהדיא דעיקר מצוות בלילה עיין ברוקח דעיקר מצוות בלילה וכן כתב בשאילתות. So he brought, another source, mainly you talk about the Aruch HaShulchan that we quoted before, was talking about somebody who was involved with a very sick person, and he's patur from all the mizvot of the day. And he's saying this same rabbi of the Aruch HaShulchan in a different siman, and Siman Terpaz, writes that maybe the Ikar Mizvah may be the day, may not be the day, Okay, and it could be that the Shahyanu issue has nothing to do with the Ikar of the Kiryata. The Shahyanu is just because it's the first time that we're reading it, and so you can't bring that. Okay, but he brought other Rishonim that says the Ikar of the reading is at night, and mainly among them was the Ruqayyah, major Ashkenazi posek. Okay, the Ikar hamizvah bil
It's only the Ashkenazim.
as opposed to
Sephardim would argue that the Ikar is in the day.
no, the Sephardim don't talk about these things because what do you mean Ikar, not Ikar? You have to read the Megillah. It's like, you ever read that piece that I sent you guys about what makes the tea sweet?
I remember that.
You never read the piece about what makes the tea sweet.
That was before
When
we
you
were
send
born.
it.
Yeah, when you send
I will send it to you. No, come on.
Were
I don't think so.
we alive?
You were alive. You were alive. Oh,
Maybe-
come
Ashek
on.
always getting blamed
Maybe
for
you
not
were,
being alive.
maybe you were
Were we
asleep.
infants
You were asleep in class. Okay.
in high school? Yeah. I'll
Wait.
admit that.
No, you don't have to put بين الايه مع التاء اللي في ماشي نفسات بشوحان عروخ كيدعتها رمبام دي مباريخ شحيان وراب بالليلة عمكين تعيكارها مزفا بالليلة وخفي شدياكنو مهران. Okay, since Shohan Aruch is ruling like the Rambam, that we make Shahayan only at night, it would make sense to say that the Ikar, the main reading of the Megillah, is at night. והראשונים שכתבו, the Ikar הוא הקריאה ביום, and those Rishonim that wrote the Ikar of the reading is during the day, זהו לשיטתם, they מברך שחיינו ביום. They all seem to be Ashkenazim who all say that you say Shahayanu in their daytime reading, and they also can feel that that is the main reading. וכן כתב במאירי, וכן כתב הרדב"א שהביא דעיקר המזווה ביום ונהגו לברך שחיינו ביום. אמנם, so now, obviously not only Ashkenazim, because the Ritba is not Ashkenazi. They're telling you that in Spain itself, they were reading and saying Shahayanu during the day. אמנם,
It's from Spain.
the Ritba was in Spain, yes. אמנם, לפי מה שאנו נוהגים בזה, כשולחן ערוך והרמב"ם דמברך רק בלילה, הרי דלקטינן דעיקר המזווה בלילה, והכי נקטינן כעיקר. אשר על כן נהגו להקל תפי ביום, and therefore they felt that they were able to be not as strict, or be lenient, rather, during the day. وما شكتبها نودا بيهودا ذكرت الليلة هبي راك مدر البناب لو مدر كبلا لو مش معكين مها بيت يوسف بشيم ورحت حيين شكاتاب دمج الله هبي ودير كبلا بك ايه على الليلة بلو راك بيوم شمزبات سمحا جنب الليلة. Okay. برام but عداين صريح عيون, we still need to further investigate. How could it be that these women altogether were not diligent in listening to the reading of the Megillah during the day? Okay, let's say Ikar is at night. You're still reading during the day. What allows you to absolve yourself completely from it? So he just can't come to terms with it, that was a actual custom that the Hakamim embraced. Okay, and he's living in today's world where he never heard of such a thing, and he wants the woman of the city of Miknes or of the numerous Mesas families to come in line with all the rest of the women of the world that are able to accomplish whatever they need to accomplish during the day, cooking and preparing and what have you, and also being able to listen to the Megillah. So back to our friend Sam Cohen in Israel, do they have to or not have to? It's very hard to say that women do not have to hear the Megillah during the day. Shulchan Aruch seems to be pretty clear, the Gemara seems to be clear, the Rambam, all the Rishonim, all the Harurim, all seem to be clear. Everybody seems to say the same thing, Ashkenazim and Sephardim alike, that, everybody is obligated. And it's only, not that they are
Lightweights.
not like they're far from lightweights, but it's four very big Mesas Hachamim who are telling this to us, and nobody else is saying it to us. So it's very hard to say, okay, this is good enough for all Sephardim to accept, and women don't have to hear it. Listen, let's be honest. Do a smaller percentage of women hear it during the day? Yes. But those that try to be careful with mitzvot that they feel they have to do they do it? They do it. I remember when I was a little kid, my grandmother used to make sure she used to go megillah during the day. Either there was a small,
11:30.
no, the rabbis would have like little readings in their offices even. No, it wasn't even in the keys. In other words, in a hallway. Okay, or the rabbi would, okay, I'm going to be on this block and this, at this time, and okay, whoever wants to come to this person's house, and you'll hear it over there. Now it's a whole big thing. Ladies reading at 11:30, at 12 o'clock, and it fills the room, and then all the men who wake up late decide to show up over there also because they think it's for them too. Back then, no man would be caught dead at such a thing,
Nah,
You don't need a minyan for megillah, right?
No,
I don't remember even.
you do not. So
Okay.
I'm sorry, Sam. Can't tell you that that women are exempt from it. If they feel they need something to rely upon, I would still tell you let them read it on their own later on when they can. Okay, because women can read Megillah.
All right, boys.
That's it.
What is the last page?